President Trump just announced the most aggressive housing market intervention since 2008, with one bold goal: to make housing more affordable. His plan includes cutting housing subsidies, boosting construction, and possibly declaring a national housing emergency. But here's the catch. While it's designed to make housing more affordable, it could actually end up making it more expensive in the long run. So if you own a home or you're hoping to buy one soon, stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly what's happening and how it's going to affect you going forward. So to really understand the solution, we have to be crystal clear on the problem. The US is facing one of the biggest housing affordability problems ever. In 1975, the median household income was $12,000 a year. By 2015, it grew to $65,000, and now in 2025, it's expected to hit roughly $85,000 a year. Now that sounds great until you compare it to the housing costs. In 1975, that $12,000, well, the median home costs about $38,000, so about 3 times the average income. By 2025, the average home cost around $290,000, which is around 5.3 the average income. And today in 2025, the average house cost around $410,000, or 4.8 times the average median income in today's United States. Now, at first glance, it seems slightly better than 2015, but it definitely doesn't feel that way. Why? Well, the real problem is actually in your monthly payment. So if we break down the numbers in the mortgage, in 1975, $38,000 with around 9% was around $245,000. So roughly 24% of your household income. It's important to know it's about household income. In 2015, a $290,000 home at 4% was around $1,240,000 a month. Again, about 24% of the income. But in 2025, that $410,000 at 6.5% is $2,500 a month, nearly 36% of a household's pre-tax income. That's a massive jump. Even though incomes have risen, mortgage payments have grown faster, and that's the real affordability crisis. Now, there's only 3 levers that you can pull to make housing more affordable. Home prices can come down, right? But that risks crashing the market and potentially putting homeowners underwater. You can lower mortgage rates, which could make the payments cheaper, but also, again, that's going to drive prices up. Or you can raise incomes, the most sustainable fix, but arguably it's also the hardest to achieve. How do you make everyone make more money? So what's the Trump administration's plan? Well, let's go through the 5 main proposals. So Trump's 5 proposals to fix the housing market are: number 1, boost construction via Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. So right now, builders are sitting on 2 million vacant lots. And what Trump wants to do is that he wants to use Fannie and Freddie, the government-backed mortgage giants, to change that. Trump wants to have Fannie and Freddie buy more construction loans or approving loans for lower income buyers. That could make it easier to build and buy new homes, but there's a risk. We saw what happened in 2008 when too many people bought homes that they couldn't afford. His second proposal is to sell off some of the federal land. The idea here is quite simple: increase supply. By selling unused public land to develop, there's more space for construction. More homes could mean lower prices. But again, it depends on how much is actually getting built. And then the follow-up question to that is, well, what was the federal land being used for before? I don't want to necessarily be selling Mount Rushmore so we can get a new condo development. So there's risk there associated as well. Number 3 is to cut housing subsidies. So this one is controversial. So programs like Section 8 help low-income families afford rent. And cutting that funding does reduce government costs, but it also risks reducing demand for certain homes and pushing some renters out of the market entirely. Less demand could mean lower prices, but at a real human cost. Number 4 is allowing crypto on mortgage applications. So if you own crypto, you know that it's nearly impossible for you to use it in a mortgage application. That might change. The Federal Finance Agency has directed lenders to start considering cryptocurrency as an asset when assessing risk. That could open the door for crypto holders to qualify for mortgages and bring a whole new type of buyer into the market. But again, while we have benefits of exposure exposing more buyers to the market and utilizing more assets. If we have these large whales, crypto holders, now being able to access the housing market, they could become a corporate buyer and then decrease supply that way as well. Number 5 is declaring a national housing emergency. So this is the biggest and boldest move by far. If Trump declares a national housing emergency, it would let him bypass Congress completely to push rapid housing reforms. And potential actions could include fast-tracking building permits, releasing federal land for development, cutting tariffs on construction materials like lumber, adjusting FHA loan qualifications, or even offering closing cost subsidies to help buyers afford homes. This one could shake up the market almost overnight. Depending on how folks react to this news, though, will change the market completely and then could send the market in a upwards or downward spiral depending on how the market reacts. So segment number 5, let's look at the bigger picture. Where does this leave us? Even though incomes have grown, the cost of ownership, your actual monthly out-of-pocket, has grown much faster. The real fix would be for incomes to rise faster than housing costs, but that's a much deeper economic challenge. Until then, these 5 proposals are attempts to rebalance the scales, though some do come with major trade-offs. How about you? Again, this is not just me talking at you. This is a conversation. I would love to know, do any of Trump's proposals make sense to you? What are the downsides that you see with any of these proposals? I'd love to hear your thoughts. So we are entering one of the most uncertain housing markets in modern history. Whether you are a homeowner, a buyer, an investor, it is critical to stay informed and to think strategically. If you want to go deeper into what's happening behind the scenes, please do like and subscribe because we are going to be talking more about this as things begin to unfold. Financial education is the most powerful when more people have it. Thanks for watching so much, and I will see you in the next one.